Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Murph Tank, and you're watching the Zeros to Heroes series, where I invite the lowest rated applicants to my M+ runs for fun. Before we get started with today's episode, I'd like to point out that at the top of the description of this video, there's a link to a poll where you can pick which class I'm going to play at the start of Season 4. I'll put up another poll where you can pick the spec once we have a class picked. So make sure you check that out, and vote for the class you would like to see me play. So we have a new transmog going. This is the Tier 29, otherwise known as Vault of the Incarnates, normal tier. The weapon doesn't really match it perfectly, but it looks good enough because of the glowy bits. It kind of matches this stuff. I don't know. I like it. Don't have anything that fits it all that much better, so I'm just going to go with this. We have a 17 Black Rook hold to do, so I'm going to get started recruiting for it. Oh, there was a third person that was 2.2k, but they canceled, so I'm going to take this Hunter, taking the lowest rated, even though they're decently rated. But I guess 17s are starting to attract people that are like 2 point something k. Oh, this is nice. 1.9k. Sure, we'll take the 1.9k Paladin as well. Out of all the applicants, I took the lowest rated ones. Now we're going to hope to find a tank and healer. Oh, okay. This is actually a relatively low rated player, so well, relatively, I should point that out, relatively. And they haven't done a 17 before, so that's kind of on point for the series, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Now we just need a healer. Chain Priest. I've played with this person before. I don't know if it was in a series or not, but shit. I should have just invited them instead of musing about it. And I am just going to take this Shaman, 1.7k rated. I don't get many people to choose from, unfortunately, so I can't really pick the lowest rated. I think if I do this type of series again, I might just do it as a tank or a healer, just so I have more applicants to work from, or work with, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna go do this 17 Black Rook hold and see how it goes. And here we go with the 17 Black Rook hold. As was mentioned, we're gonna take a look here, see. We're gonna go right side, which is basically the correct side because there's fewer casters. Okay, I seem to have found an issue with one of my, we're gonna have to do something real quick with Plater once we're done with this pull. We're gonna use Wake of Ashes a little bit later. I have I have a setting on my Plater, kind of messing with how my things look right now. You can see that all of these are purple. That is not what they're supposed to be. This is a little bit messy. We're... Okay, there's going to be two protectors here. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Sacrifice Soul is going through. Whenever we see Sacrifice Soul, what we want to do is we want to single target that one. We're going to quickly just fear this. I'm going to switch to the other one that's doing Sacrifice Soul. Okay, now the Sacrifice Soul is done, we can switch to whatever target we want. We just need to keep interrupting the Counselor whenever he's casting, and I have a thingy thing available. Okay, we're moving around a little bit. Sacrifice Soul is coming out, so again, we do single target on it until it dies. Sacrifice Soul increases the damage taken by that target, while reducing the damage taken from everyone else. The other red paladin just kind of stood in the frontal cone there, but it was either the frontal cone or the... what's this thing called? Sanguine. Bit of a messy pull, bit of a hectic pull, but doable. We're going to use both CCs. There we go. Okay. The shaman is also hexing it, so that's wonderful. At least there's no druid spamming Cyclone. I'm still not over that, apparently. That was quite a thing. So, I tried to explain it, but I got overwhelmed by everything I needed to do. Basically, I did something with my Plater. And we're going to go to Plater, and we're going to go to modding, and we're going to turn this off. There we go. I need to adjust that and make sure that it only happens for my druid. I made a druid, and I wanted to track some dots with it. So I had to make some adjustments. Basically, whenever there wasn't a specific dot on the enemy unit, the nameplate would go purple. And here I obviously don't need that, and I also can't put that dot on the enemy, so I can never get rid of the nameplate being purple. And that's not a great thing. Because if they're not purple, I can't tell if they're red or blue. But blue means that the enemy is targeting someone other than me. Red means they're targeting me. This is basically how I can tell whether or not I have aggro. I need to go ahead and start just beating the bejesus out of these. Okay, that one's gotten CC'd. I should have CC'd something that was less likely to die. This one's just going to reach it. I'm going to try and take care of all of these. Okay. That one got trapped. Okay, there's no other one. Okay. That was a little bit hectic. I just didn't want stuff to happen. I didn't use the defensive here. That was my bad. I was paying attention more to my cooldown management than I was to surviving, but since it's fortified, I don't care too much, and I didn't get punished for it. Boss is basically almost dead. Shaman has the soul echoes on it. They moved away, all is well, and that is the direction we need to be going in. Okay, cool. So the other paladin is 8 item levels higher than I am, but is doing significantly less damage. Let's take a look why. Maybe we can tell. Blade of Justice shouldn't be this high, I think. Yeah, Final Verdict. Did they need a bit more Final Verdict? I think it was. Let me take a look. Yeah, they did a lot more single target. I did a lot more AoE, or a lot more trash damage. And it seems to be to the Protector, which I single targeted. So that was the advantage that I had there, because I don't have the item level advantage, that's for sure. We're going to give Silver Fox, which is our tank, some movement speed here at the bottom of the stairs. I'm going to use a big old shield on me so that if I get hit by the spiderlings, I don't immediately... Oh, they already broke it. Okay, he has aggro. I'm going to bubble, and I'm going to try and kill all of these spiderlings before they reach him and give him a bunch of stacks of the debuff. Our other paladin friend is using a bop to drop aggro, but he can't get rid of the dot. The shaman has to do that for him, but the shaman used the dispel on our tank, which was the right call because the tank had more stacks. Paladin's still beefy, can survive it. Very good. We should kind of drag this into the next group because there's going to be a scout and a champion that are going to walk over here and pull everything along with it. We're going to put focus on the Arcanist. We're going to interrupt it. I'm not going to use my Wake of Ashes just yet. When I'm going to use it now, but I really shouldn't have because I need to use it on the scout. I'm going to... Okay, somebody else interrupted it, so I wasted my... Actually, no, I don't have Blinding Light, so I didn't waste anything. I was going to say I wasted my Blinding Light, but I don't have Blinding Light. We're going to kick that again. Lots of Sanguini here. Gotta move. We got the Risen Scout. We're going to take care of the Risen Scout, and now I think I should probably use all my cooldowns. I guess I'll use them on these guys. I just used the single target ability, which was the wrong call. I'm a little discombobulated. This is weird to me. Why am I so confused about a pretty much standard pull in here? See, all it takes is one weird thing to happen, and I suddenly just go full goo goo gaga brain dead. And the one thing that happened was the plater thing that I had going on. So we're going to stun this. I'm going to interrupt this. Where did it go? Oh, we got hexed. Alright, we got a knock up there from, I think, the shaman. I used Wake of Ashes as well to interrupt the Risen Scout. It's very important to interrupt the Risen Scout's ability. I don't have a way to interrupt it now. Actually, maybe I can fear them. Hold on. There we go. I managed to fear them. That's perfect. That works actually quite well. This one's in this. Can I use Repentance on them? I could, but I needed to use it sooner. I'm getting killed by this. We're going to start dropping some heals. Why can't I heal that person? Oh, because I have the wrong ability. Slash macro. Oh my god, what is going on with me right now? This is so stupid. Okay, we're going to CC1. We're going to CC1. Okay, what is going on with me? Slash macro. Paladin. This is mega macro, and it's currently breaking all of my macros and breaking them. There we go. Now we have it, the correct macro set up, so now I can actually heal Shanchan. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, using all my cooldowns, you're going to use Wake of Ashes to stun everything. Make sure we interrupt that. That'll move it, and it'll also stop someone from getting one shot, basically. That Arcane Blitz thing is extremely painful, so you gotta make sure you don't let that go through. Now here we could use a knockback of some sort, but we have nothing. We're just gonna have to sit here until the Sanguine goes away, and then we can kill it. It's very hard to out DPS Sanguine. Give some quick heals to Dardana, which is our hunter. And we're waiting here in line of sight. We're going to use a shield because we're probably going to get hit by something. And then I'm going to hold my Wake of Ashes until I see a Knife Dance. There's a Knife Dance. We're going to go ahead and use it. target the other knife dance and we can stun that one regularly. Shaman took care of it with his knockup. I overlapped my stun, not a big issue. We still have some CC available from the group. I'm looking at the Risen Scout that's going to cast next. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kill it. We can also line of sight it, which the tank is doing. This tank is really good. Either that was intentional and a genius move, or just, you know, really, really lucky. Sheer dumb luck. But we ended up line of sighting the knife dance because that's one way you can actually avoid taking damage from it. I'm gonna say that was a smart move by Silver Fox. Silver Fox is as cunning as a fox. One made of silver, no less. I don't know why I'm this discombobulated though over a very, very simple run so far. Like, this run's going really, really, really well. No one's really messing up. Everyone's using their utility, their CC, everything. So I'm confused why I'm confused. You know what I mean? I guess it's the macros and then the modding for Plater and this and that and the other. I don't know. And maybe just this transmog isn't speaking to me. Maybe that's it. But it's a good looking transmog, right? I'm going to use Wake of Ashes here because we're probably going to go into the thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. Into the part where there's guards. And Dark Rush is on me. I'm going to stand here perpendicular to the wall so we take up the least amount of space. With that thing it leaves on the ground. Brutal thingy going out again on Dardana. We're going to give them a sack just so I can put it on cooldown. Not much else I need to use it for. May as well reduce some unavoidable damage like that. Okie dokie. Let's see here. We're going to interrupt that. We're going to wait for everything to be grouped up, and then we're going to drop all our cooldowns. Very nice. Make sure that all of these have the dot. Yeah, let one of those go through. We're going to CC this. Never mind, the Shaman's on top of it. When I say I let one of those go through, I mean the Arcane Blitzes. I should have stunned the mob instead of letting it cast that, but oh well, what can you do? It didn't kill anyone, so I guess it doesn't matter. And it's a, or not a trash mob, but an add in a boss fight, so it doesn't actually get scaled up with Fortified, so it doesn't do as much damage as a regular Arcane Blitz would. Looking to get up against the wall here. Tank's being careful about it. It's on Raijin, so we're going. Oh, they got bopped. Wow, okay, they got a bop. 3 paladins, 1 bop. The other red paladin used it. Very nice, good job. Brutal glaive again on Raijin. This time I don't have anything. I kind of don't want to use anything because the boss is dead. There we go. Love to see it. Love to see it. Shanchan coming in with the bop for the... What the heck is that thing even called? The thing that does physical damage. Although Shanchan did also just run into a boulder, so that's not looking great for their overall DPS here, coming up here in a second. Unless we decide to wait for them if we want to do a big pull. Although big pull with this group is a bit messy because of Sanguini. So we'll see how we handle that. Here's Shanchan. We're going to give movement speed to our paladin friend here. Okay. Pulled everything here. He's pulling the next group as well. We're going to... I can't even give them that. Okay, we're dropping absolutely everything, and I'm stunning everything with Wake of Ashes. Use Judgment first, then I'm going to use Divine Toll, then I'm going to build up some Holy Power. Gonna wait for the next Divine Resonance from Divine Toll, then I'm going to use my Judgment. I don't have... I can kick that. Don't have any AoE CC because I have the double affix CC. Okay, this guy is in Sanguine and I just stunned him in Sanguine, and this thing is spinning and it almost killed me. I'm gonna make sure that the healer survives just in case things go sideways. Lay on hands for the healer. No risks here. I should have kept my Wake of Ashes. That was just pure instinct. I looked at my WeakAuras. I saw that I had Wake of Ashes? Wake of Ashes, and I just used it. I should have saved it for the next pull, which the tank is already starting. Tank is using bubble. I don't need to sack them. I can just go over there and drop all my stuff. I built up some holy power before dropping my final reckoning. That way I can increase the amount of holy power spenders I use during the divine reckoning, which is perfect. Kinda don't want to stun them right now. I'll stun them now though. The reason I didn't want to stun them was because there was a bunch of sanguine over there. And when I say stun them, I mean use use Wake of Ashes, because Wake of Ashes stuns undeads and demons. So if I use them here, if I use Wake of Ashes here on pretty much any mob in this entire dungeon, we get to stun them. So I have a source of AoE CC even when I don't have Blinding Light. Okay, we have Dardana running up with whatchamacalls, Turtle, thinking they can run through. Honestly, for a second, I thought they could, but apparently not. It still stuns you and then you die. Or Turtle ran out and then they got stunned. I wouldn't be able to tell you. What they should have done, though, was wait so that they can get rezzed, because it's quite a run back. I think we're going to be waiting for them, as they do very, very respectable damage. This is the first time in the series that someone's actually keeping up with my DPS, which is really cool. Although it is a red paladin that's keeping up with the DPS, so that's not that surprising. And Beast Mastery Hunters have been blasting pretty much the entire season. I'm surprised I didn't make one and play one just for fun. All right, Silver Fox is just about ready to go. Once he sees them coming up those stairs, here they go. I'm going to target the other Dominator up there. We're going to do... I put them as focus. I gave movement speed to our tank. I'm looking at this Dominator. Okay, we're going to Wake of Ashes. We're going to interrupt this. I have the other one set as focus, so I can target one and keep the other one on focus. Silver Fox took care of that one. What we want to do is we want to prevent them from casting anything. Silver Fox is doing a great job interrupting absolutely everything. That's awesome. I can interrupt this one with a focus target macro. These will die before the next one starts casting. I'm hoping this one dies. Okay, Silver Fox handling it yet again. I don't have a kick for this. Somebody else might. One of those went through. Sanguini's doing quite a bit of work here. We pulled the next one. We're going to set focus on the purple one, then we're going to use our focus macro to interrupt the purple one. The next one I am unable to interrupt. Somebody else will have to take care of it. I didn't see who did it. Probably Silver Fox, I'm going to venture a guess. I'm going to go ahead and CC this. There we go. Beautiful. I'm just going to use all my cooldowns here. I'm going to also use my interrupt. Make sure none of that goes through. Group is doing a great job with the interrupts. Love to see it. I can't kick this one. Silver Fox is on it though with his Avenger's Shield. Beautiful. Love to see it. Hateful Gaze going through. I'm going to go ahead and stand in it. I'm going to use my damage. The reason I say that is I saw the other paladin stand in it with his shield as well. He wanted to block the shield and do some extra damage. His Shield of Vengeance will do the damage that it absorbs. If it absorbs its full amount, then it does the full damage, but when it expires, it'll do whatever damage was done to it. I cannot block the next one. I'm just going to let someone take it. The tank didn't want to take it, so I'm just going to let the person that it's intended for take it. It's not a big deal. It just helps to not have to move anywhere. I have all of my cooldowns available now. I'm probably going to get a line from the thingy thing. Wake of Ashes coming through. We also seem to have Bloodlust, so we're just blasting big time. I still can't block it. I kind of want to block it. Okay, tank is moving out and blocking it. Beautiful. I still don't have any lines on me, so I don't have the position to drop the lines in a way that'll give us the most amount of room. It doesn't matter too much because it's fortified and only a 17. And the DPS is absolutely blasting. Dardana is doing great single target DPS. Now I'm going to go ahead, move in this direction. That'll drop it off across the room in that direction, and then we don't have to worry about it. We still have plenty of room. We're not doing a perfect job taking care of everything, but we're doing well enough where we have enough room to not really worry about the lines too much. Command's kind of stuck in an impossible position. Can't really drop it anywhere that makes sense, but the boss is dead, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to give some movement speed to Silver Fox. These are going to get line of sighted. I'm not even going to bother using anything on them. I'm going to drop all of my cooldowns here, because then I have them again for the start of the boss fight, which is perfect. Waiting for him. Ooh, I just got smacked. I got smacked again, but there's no more jumps, so I don't have to worry about it. There's a jump coming in 2 seconds. This Risen Lancer that I'm targeting. I don't want to stun them because they're standing in Sanguini. I don't think I need to do anything for this. It feels weird to chain stuff like this when it's Sanguine. It doesn't make much sense. It looks like the other paladin used his Wake of Ashes on them while they were standing in Sanguine. I'm gonna blame the tank on this one. Or I'm gonna blame the tank for this one. Chaining like that was not necessary, but maybe the tank ran out of space to kite. Raven's Dive, we're gonna interrupt that with Wake of Ashes. I'm looking at the next Lancer that's gonna jump. We have crap underneath them though, so we can't. I'm going to go ahead and bubble. We're going to lay on hands on the healer. We don't want to lose the healer here. Well, the healer was safe. I can use my cooldowns yet again. I underestimated how much time we would take to kill these guys. I think that's due to all the Sanguine healing. Sanguini foils my plans yet again. Yeah, I can't really stun any of them. The other paladin, or well, one of the paladins chose to stun there, but they stunned in Sanguine, which is not great. Raven's Dive coming through. I should be perfectly safe though. Sanguine makes this a bit of a cluster. Let's call it a cluster. Let's not complete that sentence. Tank is going circles around and around in the room. Okay, now we good. I thought he was going to go down the stairs. I misread the tank's movement. And we are good. That's the last of them dead. Very nice. Give movement speed to Shan Chan. We're waiting for mana. No, we're not. We're going to go straight in. I'm going to use all of my cooldowns because I want to be able to use them again after the big buff goes out from, or rather after the first Guile, I guess. That's when I can get the full use of my wings and everything. Okay, the Hunter's been doing really well with the traps. They're like, all of the mobs keep getting trapped all the time, all the incorporeal beings. So that's wonderful. Okay. The tank has Bubble and Bop available for himself. He can remove these with Bubble if he wants to. I don't know if he does. I use Wake of Ashes here just to put it on cooldown. It'll sync back up or after the first Guile, so I can use all of my cooldowns together. After the first Guile is also when you're supposed to Bloodlust, so that everyone gets the full duration of these. I managed to use my shield this time. We're going to help with some healing. And we're going to CC this. The Shaman is busy. He can't Hex this time. I'm just focusing on healing right now. I don't really care about the damage I'm doing because I'm trying to get to the point after the first Guile. Use another defensive here while things stabilize, and all is well. There's the Dreadlord's Guile. Look who's struggling the most. Tank might be because he's kind of backpedaling in a weird way. I wasn't sure. There we go. I was giving the tank movement speed so that I can make sure that they don't get hit by the purple smoke of death. Alright, now I can drop every single cooldown that I have. Okay, I'm not going to bubble this off, but it doesn't really bother me, so I'm just going to go ahead and deeps through it. Although I really needed to use some kind of defensive, but I didn't really have one. I had a Bop. I'll use the Bop on whoever else gets the thingy. Didn't have my shield, so I wasn't able to do anything about it. Silver Fox. That looked like, no. The other paladin has it. I'm not going to give the other paladin anything. He has bubbles soon, and he's also not squishy at all. So I'm saving my Bop for the next run, I guess, it would seem. I'm going to use my shield here. Should have just been doing DPS, but oh well. No loot for me, unfortunate. But my Great Vault slot got upgraded, so that's nice. Thank you for the run. It was a nice run. That was actually really nice. So, how did I out DPS someone who's 8 item levels above me? Let's take a look. First, we'll inspect Shanchan to see if they have some kind of, shitty trinket or something. If the inspect goes through, that would be nice. I have Sandglass and Nightmare Eggshell, so my trinkets aren't exactly amazing. They have Pip and they have Gleaming Eye. Gleaming Eye is good single target. Hip, not exactly the best thing for a red paladin, to be honest with you. They have a hero tier axe at the same item level as my axe. That's fine. They have wafting devotion 3 instead of sophic devotion 2 like me. They have sustained strength, and they just left, so I can't inspect them anymore, but that's the difference that I've seen. No huge difference. Maybe a slight edge on the trinkets. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to now leave party and take a look at the damage done in detail. So let's take a look at mine. See how much Wake of Ashes damage there is. And there's more Blade of Justice damage here. I have a feeling Shanchan might be saving Wake of Ashes a bit too much. They have 37 casts of it, while I have also, no, that's not mine. That's theirs. Hold on. Well, I have 35, so I'm holding Wake of Ashes more. Interesting. So they used it more, but did less damage with it. That's confusing. 208 casts of Blade of Justice. I had 191 casts of Blade of Justice, so they have quite a few of those. Hammer of Wrath for me is 79 casts. Shanchan. Oh, they didn't cast pretty much a single Hammer of Wrath. Oh no, they did 59 casts versus my 79 casts. All of mine are critical because of the talent that I have, and theirs are all critical because of the talent they have. So I have more casts of Hammer of Wrath. I have Searing Light, so that did 3.9% of my damage. They have Searing Light. It did 4.1% of their damage. Let's take a look at what exactly we were hitting. See, when I look at my damage, Risen Swordsman's up there, then Lion Axe is there, which sounds like a toothpaste, but that's just the last boss. Felbat Pup is third. For Shanchan, Felbat Pup is second. It feels to me that they didn't really put much thought into how they DPS'd trash. I think that might be the difference that we have going on here. Shanchan has significantly less Final Reckoning damage. They have 19 casts, and I have 18 casts. See, I have one less cast of Final Reckoning. I have 89 hits, and they have 78 hits. That may well be the difference, because I think that the extra damage that my Divine Storm and Final Verdict get while affected by Final Reckoning, that might be the difference between the DPS we're seeing here. Another thing that I want to kind of check is auras. Let me take a look here. So I have 453 applications of Judgment and 45 refreshes. So R means refresh. That means the buff is already, or the debuff in this case, is already active, and I've refreshed it 45 times, and I've directly applied it 453 times. Now, if we take a look at Shanchan, see, they refreshed it a lot more, and they also have fewer applications of it. They have 453 applications and 45 refreshes, and they have 74 refreshes, which means they didn't use a spender a bunch of times, 29 times to be specific. They also applied Judgment fewer times overall, so even if you add these up, it's still less than this. So they need to use Judgment more, and they also need to make sure that they spend the Judgment debuff with a spender ability rather than letting it overlap. I think the issue they might be running into here is they don't keep track of their Divine Toll, in the sense of Divine Resonance. When you use Divine Toll, you get 15 seconds of a buff called Divine Resonance. Every 5 seconds of Divine Resonance, you will send out a Judgment. You will basically cast Judgment for free. If you already have a debuff, that Judgment will then reapply the Judgment debuff. What I do is I try to make sure that I don't waste my Divine Resonance Judgments. That way, I can get more extra damage from Greater Judgment, which increases the damage from your next Holy Power ability, and the tier set as well, because the tier set this season does the whole Wrathful Sanction thing when enemies have, whatchamacallits, Expurgation. And Expurgation is basically a dot that your Blade of Justice puts on enemies. So I think the big thing is they had fewer applications of, let's take a look at Final Reckoning as well. So they have 76 applications of Final Reckoning, and I had 89 applications of Final Reckoning. They had 400 applications of Judgment and 74 refreshes. I had 453 applications of Judgment and 45 refreshes. So I had fewer refreshes and I had more applications, which means I spent it more times as well. Now we can also see Troops Awake. I applied it 133 times. They applied it 116 times. So they hit fewer targets with their Troops Awake dot, meaning they hit fewer targets with their Wake of Ashes. So they didn't hold it for the right time. And this is actually kind of counterintuitive because they actually used their Wake of Ashes more times than I used mine. This is actually interesting. This is the first time I went into in depth to see what exactly the difference is. I guess I can also take a look at Expurgation, 171 versus 341, and I have 189 versus 318. They had 89% uptime on it. I had 89 as well. So it looks like we had the same uptime on expurgation, which is cool. Very interesting. Actually, genuinely very interesting. One thing they did a lot better than I did, though, never mind, I was going to say they used Hammer of Justice more than I did, but they didn't. Okay, cool. Well, that was interesting and informative. Not that anyone asked me to do that. Silver Fox also played extremely well. I'm actually curious. Shield of the Righteous, 85% uptime. Consecration, 64. They could do a bit more with Consecration. However, it's Sanguine. So they're going to have a really hard time keeping their consecration uptime up because they have to keep moving because of Sanguine. So this is actually probably fine. This is a great Shield of the Righteous uptime though. 85% is great. Cool. That's enough snooping through details. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about Red Paladin and what you should be doing in your M+ runs. I have a 19 Murozond's Rise. Should I do that? And Danny's yelling from the other room saying yes. So, well, I'm now contractually obligated to do this, even though then I have to edit it, which I don't like, but oh well. I'll start recruiting. I mean, this is just a straight up boost. 3.6k or 3.5k rated tank. I mean, this would just a tank and the Shadow Priest alone can carry this. This person could be AFK. Nah, I'm not taking them. That would just be a boost.
One eternity later.
Okay, well, I'm having trouble finding anyone to apply for this run, probably due to my rating and stuff. So I'm going to drop it to a 17 and we'll do a 17 Murozond's Rise. 1 and a 2 and a 17 Murozond's Rise. Let's give this a shot. Okay, so the lowest rated person in all of these is the Hunter, so we will take the Hunter. Now I don't have the room for these two, so I'm going to have to wait for a third person to apply, and I also still need a tank and a healer. Well, I don't think I'll find someone lower rated than this Hunter, so we're going to have 2 Hunters. Ooh, that might be... Is this survival? Or, hold on. A survival Hunter, how perfect is that? Well, this will be a Beast Mastery Hunter, so we'll have 1 melee, 1 ranged. I'm melee, tank's melee, healer can be whatever. As long as we have at least 1 ranged, but no more than 2 ranged, Rise shouldn't be much of an issue. Been here for quite a while, so I'm going to just accept this healer. 2.1k rated, plus 16 Rise timed, so this is 17, so it's higher than they've done, but they did 3-star and 18 Everbloom, which is very impressive actually. So cool, now we have a healer. We just need to wait and find a tank. Hopefully we find one that's nice and low rated. Well, 610 rated, but they have a season 2. Yeah, I mean, this is a high rated player on an alt, but I will take them at 445. This could be interesting. So let's start summoning and see how this goes. Never mind, the tank left, so that's cool. But I guess I'll summon everyone so I can just summon the tank.
One eternity later.
Yeah. Our healer just offered to get a tank, but I can't be bothered. I've been sitting here for half an hour trying to create a group for this. Between Sanguine and everything else, and the season basically being dead, I think it's just too hard to find people that want to run things, especially when you're a shit-rated Red Paladin, which there are many of. So when you see a Red Paladin hosting a group with suspiciously low rating and their best clear of a 17 dungeon is a +5, hard to trust them and hard to apply for that. So I get it. I think I'm just going to run a bunch of 13s. But first things first, I'm going to go edit the Black Rook hold that we did, and then we'll see from there what I do with Aokai. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replies to their comments, and they get nice little shoutouts like Murph Tank got today. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.